There are some cool websites out on the internet right now that use Family Search Family Tree data and allow you to have a little bit of fun with your family history. And this is one of my favorites. It's called Relative Finder. It was created by the Family History Technology Lab at Brigham Young University, connected to their computer science department. And it is found at www.relativefinder.org. Now, this website takes the family tree data and it shows you how you are related to famous people, European royalty, lots of different famous LDS people, and you can even create private groups to see how you are related to some of your friends in those groups. So to utilize this site, we're going to go ahead and start by logging in. And so I'm going to click this blue login button. You use your LDS.org username and password, or what you would sign into Family Search. And I'm going to go ahead and pause and log myself. Okay, I've logged in now. And so this is the relatives page for Relative Finder. And it shows me, it's gone in and taken the data from Family Tree where I am. And it's showing me some people that I'm closely related to right off the bat. It has some preset groups. Those are over here, these public preset groups. And they're anything from famous authors and poets. We've got Catholic saints and popes, European royalty, famous Americans, a whole host of different LDS groups. Some are pioneer related. Some are just people who are mentioned in the Joseph Smith papers. And we've also got current apostles and deceased apostles. And as I go farther down, I can also see famous military explorers, people from the Salem witch trials, and U.S. presidents. So a lot of preset groups that Relative Finder has come up with. And it's showing me just as a default, using pretty much all of these public groups, that the ones that I'm closest related to right here is Orson Hyde, who is my fourth great-grandfather. Now, I do need to mention that there is one little quirk with Relative Finder, and that has to do with living people. This right here is my daughter, and she's showing up as my first cousin one time removed. And that's just because of the privacy settings in Family Tree, Relative Finder doesn't really know how to deal with her, and she belongs to two of the same groups that I'm in. So that's just a little quirk. So we're going to just go ahead and just ignore that. So the first one on my list again, though, is Orson Hyde. He was my fourth great-grandfather, and he is in two of the preset groups, in the Deceased Apostles group and in the Joseph Smith Papers group. And I could see a chart. If you click view, you get to see a chart to see how you're related. And because I'm a direct relation, it just goes straight from me all the way up to him. And I can just see that, but I can see that it goes through my grandma's line, who is still alive. All right, but we can go ahead and pick a specific group over here and see who's related to us. So let me see if I'm related to any classical composers. So it brings up a list of a few classical composers. Charles Ivers, Samuel Barber. None of those are sounding too familiar to me. And then it just shows how I'm related, and I could go ahead and view the chart. Let's look at a different group. Let's look at famous Europeans. Nope, I don't have any famous Europeans that I'm closely related to. What about Catholic saints and popes? There's some interesting ones. So this must be a saint, obviously, Catherine Drexel. That's kind of interesting. What about authors and poets? Oh, it says I'm related to Robert Frost. So let's take a look at how I'm related to Robert Frost. I'm going to go ahead and click View Chart. And so this chart shows me our common ancestors. So it looks like it was through this Chandler family, these two siblings right here. And I can go ahead and scroll down and see, here's Robert Frost and here's me. And so I can see that I'm related to him through the line of my grandmother right here, through the Thurston line. Now I can do a few things with this chart just to change it around. These are the chart options. If I go ahead and click on the arrow, I can show birth country. So it puts little flags for everyone and shows where they're born. Looks like most of these people were born in the United States. I can hide or show pictures. I already have my pictures on. There aren't a lot of pictures in this part of the tree. And another thing I could do if I wanted to is change all the colors that I see. Right now it's preset with users at this yellow color. Males are blue, females are pink, and the text is also pink. And you can change and set all of those colors if you want to. Those are just a few things you can do. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and click back on relatives to take us back to the home page. All right, so another thing that you can do here is you can create and join private groups. So we have a group for our ward, the Oak Creek Ward group, and if I go ahead and click on that, I get to see people from our ward that I'm closely related to. And to join or create groups, you go up here to the Groups tab. I'm going to click on Join. And for those Oak Creek Ward members, you're just going to type in Oak Creek Ward and do search. And the group will come up. It shows me that I've already joined, but you'll be able to join the group. You just click Join. And each of these private groups has a password. The password for the Oak Creek group is family, easy. So just type in family. And then once you get it set up, it'll always be on your page. So the other thing you can do, there's also, let's do that one too while we're here. There's also an Irvine Stake group. So if I put in Irvine Stake, and it's Irvine Stake together, there's no space. So here's the Irvine Stake group, and the password for the Irvine Stake group is Malachi, with a lowercase m, Malachi 4v6. So basically a reference to Malachi chapter 4, verse 6. All right, so once you've joined a group, this is where you would create a group if you wanted to. Once you've joined a group, it shows up over here again, and you can click and see who you're related to in that group. It was fun when I joined the Irvine Stake group because I found that I was a fourth cousin with one of my friends over in one of the other wards in the stake. And if I do a quick view, I could see that we were related through the by the way line. That this would be my great-great-grandma was the sister of her great-great-grandma. So that was really fun. Let's go ahead and show the birth countries on there and give it a little color. So it's just kind of this is just a really fun way to look at your family history. Again, the big caveat is that this is only as accurate as Family Tree is accurate, and there are still lots of mistakes and problems that need to be fixed in Family Tree, and that's one of the reasons why we do family history work. It's not just to find our ancestors, but it's also to clean up and perfect this family tree. So give it a try, and let me know if you find out that we're related.